For those that don't know me or that have not been to this event before, we've been doing these for about a year now and have been very successful. I remember the first time we had like 3 or 4 people on the call, and now we have over 420 people, and really helping startup companies get the word out about their companies, raise money. We have some great success stories. In fact, Alvin, who's going to be pitching first, who's been a part of our program for a couple months, just brought in a investor this past week from an introduction that I made for him. So excited for Alvin. And that's what it's all about for me. I've done venture capital work, worked at big companies. And one of the things that I found is that there just wasn't a lot of support for startup companies. And there wasn't anybody out there that was preparing people to be venture capital ready. And that's really what we do. We're not a venture capital firm, although a lot of people are coming to me to ask me to build a fund and to build a impact network, and that probably will be coming. That's not what we do today. It's really helping startups go from idea to exit. We have clients that are everywhere in this life cycle. A lot of times we work with dentists that say, hey, I want to make an impact. I want to leave my legacy on the industry. I want to build this innovation that's just been eating at me and something that they've been thinking about for a while. And so we work with the people that want to take those ideas out and make an impact in the dental industry. This event is pretty structured. We have a timer, 10 minutes, and then 3 minutes of questions. This is also a free startup pitch. So if anybody on the call has an idea or something they want to pitch, even if it's not formally put together, we're open to that type of thing as well. You literally have a free mind share of some really, really smart people on this call, very experienced. I know a lot of the people that are on. So what makes a successful pitch? Obviously, a nice introduction. One thing that I talk a lot about with my clients is really becoming a key person of influence in the dental industry. And a lot of my programs, a lot of what I do helps you get there, whether it's webinars and podcasts, things like that. But it really, a part of your introduction, part of who you are is really how much level of influence that you have in the industry. And that's something I'm very passionate about. And then obviously one thing that a lot of people forget is a call to action. So next step, what are you looking for? Whether it's money, advisors, CTOs, we've helped companies find their co-founders, find money, develop systems and processes. And all of that is bundled into what I call the innovators operating system. And it's kind of got some similar aspects to the entrepreneur operating system, but my methodology and systems are the innovators operating system, a little bit different in some ways. But with that, I'm going to open it up to Alvin. Alvin, you ready to go?
Let's
All right.
go ahead and jump right into it. Let me share my screen. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Not yet.
Oh, you got to share it first. Okay. You guys able to see it now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the fundraise this week. It was a good week for Elite Dental Force.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. 1 second here.
There we go. Now we see you.
You see it now?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Let's jump right into it. So my name is Alvin Itai. I'm the founder and CEO of Elite Dental Force, and we are a startup SaaS company located in Saratoga Springs, Utah. And we are focused on the billing and the insurance side of the dental industry. And we're on a mission to bridging the communication gap between dental office staff members, insurance companies, and patients. And we do that by providing a system that's an end-to-end solution. We are looking to provide a proactive solution rather than a reactive solution. We've seen a lot of great products out there, but I still have not seen one that has a proactive approach to what's going on. And so very grateful to be able to share the vision and the goal of what Elite Dental Force is working on. So jumping right into the problem that's happening within dentistry is there is leakage in revenue. And it's caused by the inefficiency that's happening within the billing side and also within the insurance side. And so we've identified that there are 3 big pain points within the industry, and that's the employee turnover rate, which is up to 32%, the low insurance reimbursement rates, which is causing the lost, and then overhead cost. And I truly believe that the two are caused by the number two, which is the low insurance reimbursement rates. A lot of the offices that are out there really don't pay too much attention to going back in and negotiating the rates or negotiating the right contracts. And so we do have a partner with Ben 2A who's have come on as part of the team to help facilitate where that needs to go. And so going right into kind of some of the numbers that we've found within the industry, there's approximately 183,900 dental offices that are currently operating right now in the US. And out of that amount, 80 to 85% of them go through insurance companies, and 70% of them is PPO. And so the revenue from the insurance is about 50 to 60%. And then your administrative cost is about 15 to 25% of the revenue. And then loss due to error is about 5 to 15% of the revenue. And then if you look here, this is kind of the out of network, is that 25 to 30%. And they do a pretty good job, but it's not always reliable because you can't actually track the metrics because you have to actually go off of like sales, right? And so you have to sell packages and so forth and procedures. So what I wanted to do is to kind of actually dive into the past 3 years as far as numbers go. So within the past 3 years, the industry has made really good money. If you look in 2021, they made $162 billion and 70% of that was through PPO. 2022 was 167 and 68% of that was through PPO. And then the last one was $174 billion and $68.5 billion of that came from PPO. Although they made really good strides, right? They made a total of $503 billion. They've also lost a lot of money within the past 3 years. If you look in 2021, they made about 162 billion and they lost $38.4 billion. And then in 2022, $167 billion and they lost $62.2 billion. And then this is where it is skyrocketed. And they made $174 billion and lost $89.9 billion within 2003. These are reports that are indicated in the ADA reports and then some other resources that we were able to tap into to get these numbers. A lot of this is caused by claim denials, administrative inefficiency, and patient drop-offs and misappointments. And so there are softwares that are out there that are trying to capitalize on the bottom line, but I truly do believe that there needs to be a better solution on how to capitalize on plugging up the leakage of what's going out. And so here are the summary table for what's going on within the industry. Practices that are having the billing issues is about 80%. That's a huge target base. And then claim denials is 15%. Lost revenue, cash delays, it goes in all the way down to dentists dropping the network. And that's about 36% because they're frustrated dealing with the insurance in maze and so forth. This is actually based off of the January of 2023 ADA Health Policy Institute. So the solution is having an end-to-end product that can do the negotiations, go into the eligibility all the way to where you deal with the billing side of things, and to get it to where they can actually make money. And then also plug it to where they don't have to spend more money on trying to capture more leads and things of that nature. So what really makes us different from the industry is that we have a proactive approach rather than a reactive approach. We want to actually get on top of it before it even becomes a problem. So if we can go in and utilize AI to identify the common causes within the past history of what's going on, it could actually propel us for the future or set us up for the future and propel us in the present. And that way we can actually execute on a higher level. Here is the team that we've established. Travis is one of our advisors. We have Ben, also one of our advisors, and also Dr. Siona Matafal, who's a surgeon up in Colorado. We also have some of our team members here that has 20 plus years of experience in doing what they do. And so we're also still looking for more advisors to come in and be part of this movement. Here is our competitors. They've done a phenomenal job with what they've had access to, but there's still an issue, and the issue has still not been solved yet. This is more of kind of a Band-Aid rather than a surgery going in and fixing the problem. And so this is how our business model works. is we go through a subscription. It's anywhere from $250 to $583. And then DSOs have different pricing and so forth. They would have to contact us. But we will make anywhere from $5,000 to $6,250 per year. And then we make our money from every claim that we collect, which is 2% to 3.2% per office. And so this is our initiatives and goals. So if we had 200 offices, that's what we'd be making a year. If we had the 416 and also the 580, it kind of just breaks it all down. So that way you can kind of know where we're heading. This is our CAL and also LTV estimates of what we were able to put together. So if you have any questions about that, I'm more than happy to go through it with you guys. This is our product roadmap. We're looking to launch our eligibility next month. Based off of the partnerships that we just established with, it will give us the opportunity to go in and tap into the PMS systems so we can actually fully run the eligibility on our end so we can make things a lot easier for our clients. This is the market size. And then this is our ask. We did a pre-money valuation on a safe note. And so that allowed us to be able to scale strategically without diluting really quick. And we wanted to make sure that our early investors actually get taken care of and they don't get diluted and so forth. And so we're looking to raise anywhere from 5,000 to about $1 million for the pre-seed. And then this is where the money would be allocated. The valuation cap is now set at 6 million. If you guys have more questions, I'm happy to, for those that are looking to invest, I'm happy to share the pitch deck as well as our cap table if you're interested. And so that's a little bit about Elite Dental Force, and I'm happy to set up calls and kind of make any introduction. Thanks for the time, Travis.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Alvin. I put a link to the Elite Dental Force website, investor page, and a link to book a call with Alvin. And yeah, again, congratulations on the week. Any questions for Alvin? It seems like a type of thing that Delta would be interested in being a part of for sure. US. So let's make sure we get Alvin to the right people over at Delta.
Yeah. Did have my call with Eva. It was a pleasure meeting her. So I think she's made some introductions too. So looking forward to that.
Okay, perfect. Well, any questions? We'll leave it open for a couple seconds here while Alan gets ready. All right. Well, we'll save the questions till the end. Alan, you're up.
Wait, did you say you called me out? I was just getting the chicken in the oven.
Oh, no, I just said, yeah, no. I was saying Alvin's product is a good fit, but he mentioned that you guys have met. So that's great.
Yeah, we've met. I already asked him a million questions. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm sure you're in our pipeline. Every week when I meet these guys, I'm tracking their investor pipeline and their sales pipeline. So we've talked about you. I just have a lot of them in there. So, all right, Alan, you're up. You're on mute.
How about that? Thank you, Travis. Good to see everybody. Alvin, great job. And I'm excited for the progress that you're making. I will be presenting today FX, and let me know if you can see my screen. Everybody can see it?
Yep, we can.
Good. I'm obviously not Mark Yellow. My name is Alan Sanchez. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer for FX. Mark is traveling today, so I'm his pinch hitter, and I'll do as best his job as I can walking you through what FX does, how we started, what we do, and what we're looking for. But basically what FX does...
Mark, you want to put it in slideshow mode? If you click on that slideshow up at the top, it'll put it in full screen for us. Right there. Click.
Just right there.
There you go.
Am I in slideshow mode?
Not yet. No, you got to hit that button. Maybe the screen may be over the top of it.
Come on.
I can do it for you.
Okay.
All right.
I'm used to Google Meet. All right. Thank you.
There you
All
go.
right. So Mark Agnello, as I said, was not able to make it today. He's traveling. But the two co-founders, Mark Agnello being one, a compliance expert, and Michael Gutkin, from a technology point of view, got together a number of years ago. Given the compliance expertise of Mark and the technology expertise of Michael, they truly believed that they could build a compliance platform to be delivered as a service in a fashion that accomplishes a couple of things. One, from an onboarding implementation perspective, is cost-effective, inexpensive if you wish, and two, easily scalable. And even though we're focused on the dental market today, we have customers that are outside the dental field. So We have assisted living, we have construction firms, we even have a marijuana store and vertically integrated in California. So it is something that we can deploy for many, many industries, so long as there's a heavy regulatory obligation on behalf of the industry. And so what we're trying to solve, and when we looked at it, what were the problems and what are the problems today, similar to what Alvin said, but the two that obviously are problematic are, one, the increased cost for noncompliance, right? And employee morale. The morale is basically employees that don't have the right tool sets to effectively manage their obligations or responsibilities today get frustrated with having to do it. And so we view that as a critical reason that most of our customers are looking at us to help them use tools that allow their employees to be happy to come to work, effective when they use the tool, and mitigate as many of the problems related to compliance. But what we do know is that companies or dental practices that are not focused on compliance, most dental practices today focus on the revenue generating side of their business. How much more revenue can they get per patient? What's the stickiness of that patient on an annual basis? What we focus on are the boring stuff, the mundane stuff, the things that typically a dentist or a dental practice or organization will not necessarily put a lot of emphasis on. And that's going to generate potential risks to them. In addition to damaged reputation, you're looking at loss of business opportunities or operational disruptions. And most egregious, obviously, are the legal exposure in the event that they're now in a situation where they have some compliance issues that they have to resolve. Feel free to ask any questions. It's just me and Alvin today. We have time to, people can raise their hand and I'll answer the questions as opposed to waiting to the end. But what we find today in the dental industry and dental practices specifically in how they manage compliance is either very siloed software that has no integration to the front end, or handwritten logs, or spreadsheets for the most part, or maybe nothing. And so we have found that when we do onboard clients, we're taking a lot of paper or spreadsheets and taking the data and putting it into the system, since they don't have any tools today I'm relating to that they are effectively using. That's kind of like the good news, bad news. The bad news is it's kind of siloed, it's in paper, it's in different areas. The good news is by us being able to digitize it and put it on the platform, it becomes now a very seamless operation. And so the platform itself, we identify, manage, and mitigate compliance risk. We've generated any number of workflows, highly customizable to the clients for not a lot of money. Obviously, it's canned if you wish, but the workflows can be very, very easily customizable to the particular practice or location or organization. Putting that in a streamlined workflow, it's repetitive. So you do it once and everybody can use it. And then obviously we provide insights based on the data that we're capturing. From a scalability perspective, it is cloud-based. We use Amazon Web Services, so it's easily and readily scalable and quite frankly, easy to deploy. And it's effective, right? And so the best way to describe this is from a single pane of glass, all of your employees, all of your critical employees, not only can see what's going on in the practice, but they know what's going on in the practice. And so from a single pane of glass, you can look at all of your personnel. You can look at their inspections, if there's any. You can look at their corrective actions, if there are any. You can look at their training obligations and whether all of them are up to speed with their continuing education obligations or not. And obviously track the incidents that may have been created because of a compliance risk. And so this is really the beauty of FX. You take all of that data, we put it into several workflows, several modules, if you wish. And so from one integrated platform, and it's important to note, we sell our software, of course, as a service, but on a per user, per month basis. And there are three categories of users. The administrator, you can have as many administrators as you wish, power users, and users. We do not provide pricing or delivery of the platform on a module basis. So you get everything included in the FX platform, whether it's just HIPAA or OSHA, audits, equipment integration. We have a integration arrangement with Uptime Health, incident tracking, credentialing, which is something that we're working on a potential integration partner where we'll take his capabilities of credentialing employees and putting that also in our platform, permitting, document management, and of course, training, which is critical from a continuing education point of view. The important thing to take away from this one is that the clients don't need to purchase each individual module independently. It's sold as one on a per user basis. So from a big picture perspective, it's a multi-billion-dollar market, over 4 billion. It is growing from an 11% CAGR perspective, and we believe in 2030, the compliance piece for the dental market will be in excess of $7.5 billion, primarily because the regulatory obligations are not going to go away. AI integrations clearly will play an important part in the efficiencies of what we deliver, and that's going to be predicated on the data that we capture per client and the rapid digitalization, which is really nothing slowing down there. What are our competitive advantages? We believe we have very solid workflows. Our platform is comprehensive. Obviously, we have the integration capabilities for practice management software, and we can easily integrate with just about any type of software, whether it's continuing education, practice management, billing, right? And obviously, we have a diverse suite of features. And most importantly, it is cost effective to manage on a monthly basis and to onboard. And that's the important thing. Our route to market, our revenue channels primarily are consultants, whether they're IT consultants or dental consultants. Obviously, in compliance, we can have either them act as a reseller, which means they're buying from us and billing their clients, or they're referral partners where we do the billing, we support the client always, and they manage their compliance independently. We do have opportunities where we have sold direct to clients, and we take that onboarding as well. Our ideal scenario are either IT consultants or dental consultants, where they're, in addition to the reseller or referral model, they're also able to generate professional services for the onboarding and the customization of whatever is needed for their clients, and of course, the ongoing day-to-day engagement for compliance. These are some of our partners today, spread all over the USA, from Washington down to the Virginia, Florida area. And we have over 4,000 users on the platform, 100 clients, and 336 locations. So it's fairly robust and growing. We're looking for an investment. We need more clients. And so client acquisition from generating a marketing perspective is critical. We want to build a team out to leverage what I am doing, and to the extent Travis is involved on the demand generation side, augment what he is doing. But more than anything, we want to create a team, put more marketing muscle. We sense that trade shows, outbound email are the two critical facets of creating a robust pipeline. And there's where the big investment that we're looking for will be allocated to. From a investment perspective, we're looking for $2 million. Development and integration cost is critical to that, AI primarily driven. Operating costs of $400,000, and sales and marketing for the bulk of it over $1 million. Our team, Mark Agnello, as I mentioned, and Michael Gutkin are the two co-founders, have been around the industry for many, many years. Russell Spector is our strategy officer. Jeremy Krell is our key opinion leader. I'm the CRO, and Travis is our chief operating officer. Questions? I hope I went slow enough, but didn't take up too much time.
Go ahead, Eva.
So compliance is a big word. Some organizations have, chief compliance officers, a compliance department. So where does compliance and what's in scope stop and end for you? So while you were talking, I wrote down 5 things of, is this included? I can go through, but maybe you want to generally answer what compliance
Sure.
is to you.
Sure. Well, compliance means everything, the same thing that whether you're a big Heartland or Aspen Dental that have their own chief compliance officers and primarily their own software in-house developed, if you wish. So the sweet spot for FX is the 5 to 150 number of locations where they're not quite yet big enough to invest in their own IT, developing their own platform. We believe that's where we provide the value. And quite frankly, I'm pretty adamant about this. I don't even think the big DSOs should be in the business of developing compliance software. I think they're in the business of developing and providing care, dental care to patients. But that's my personal opinion, right? But they have that, and we have to respect that. And quite frankly, I don't want to spend too much time chasing a company that has several hundred, if not thousand employees in the IT department managing, their IT compliance platform and creating their own innovations. I think there's a whole bigger market where that's not the expertise, nor should it be the focus of the dental industry. But when we talk compliance, obviously we talk HIPAA, OSHA, continuing education, incident tracking, credentialing, things of that sort.
Got it. So you're not doing tax compliance, Practice Act standards, employment law, rental and vendor agreements, or making sure people's notes are right in case they get an insurance audit.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
They're making sure, we're making sure that all the team is credentialed properly, trained, the systems are all compliant. It's the binder that you see in a lot of these dental practices, right? Which doesn't include a lot of the other things. So you're right, compliance is a broad topic, but this is practice compliance.
Got it.
Right.
Compliance.
Thank you, Ava.
Mhm.
I just connected with you on LinkedIn before I started, so would love to
Okay.
catch up with you. All right.
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
All right. Comprehensive. I put a link in the chat there. If anybody wants to follow up with me, learn more about any of these companies or others, or if you have a product that you're looking to launch, definitely let me know and let's keep in touch there. Yeah, it's
all good. Just learning what's happening. AI is changing. I was monitoring how many people are live people out here and how many are AI note takers out here. That was pretty interesting.
that is for sure. Well, the note takers are a lot more reliable to show up on meetings,
They have to show up on meetings.
I've been using a note taker for 5 years, and I have thousands and thousands of recordings. Now I just need to figure out what to do with it. So if anybody has an idea for that, let me know.
You should build an app to chronicle
Yeah.
them.
Put
So-
back in the chat GPT so that you can get the data, mine the data out of it.
Michael, from your perspective, what types of businesses or what types of products are you guys looking to invest in? Is there a specific category that you focus on with who you work with? And
I mean, from our perspective, it's just early stage investments. So tech, healthcare. I've been working with a lot of guys in the pharmaceutical space, diagnostics, drug development, health tech, and just general technology. So anything that's disruptive, that's up and coming, that's got an angle that can really make a difference. Early stage investors, so needs to make sense. We're open to ideas.
all right.
Eva, you mentioned some good points before, so maybe we can have a conversation as well.
Yeah, I
So
would love.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
Eva, anything to add to kind of the makeup of types of companies that you guys are looking for in particular that we can guide your way from a Delta Dental perspective? Is it more software thing that kind of helps with the insurance piece? What's the ideal for you?
Well, so the biggest thing top of mind is to how to get employers who pay for dental insurance to buy more and higher end dental insurance in order to pay dentists more with the dental insurance and stay alive. So that's the system, right?
Yeah.
Currently, systems could change, but so anything that's a value add to an employee-based population, like obviously telehealth, that's table stakes, having a telehealth program. But there's also different things like salivary diagnostics that are beneficial for plans to cover. New types of preventative services are really good. New types of programs that enable compliance with dental appointments are really interesting. Dental fintech is really interesting, getting people beyond their plan. How can they finance their treatments with non-predatory interest rates is really important. Just think about the system. Our clients are employers. What do employers want? And to go backwards from there. In my specific Delta Dental, there's not much appetite for claims related things, given there's a lot of technology projects going on to uproot everything, but anything consumer and member facing is really interesting.
All right. Sounds good. I love that. Yeah, appreciate the background and glad to get back in touch with you guys. Because I don't know, the fund, when I knew it, it was about a $200 million fund for Delta. I don't know if that's still the case, but it was substantial. Maybe that's not public information. Maybe it is. I don't know. But can you give me a sense of like what you guys are typically investing, or is that proprietary? Don't need to share that. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Yeah, so no worries. I can't speak for all of the Deltas, right? Because I'm the Massachusetts arm
Yeah.
and they're all separate and have their own funds.
Yeah.
So I haven't even tallied up what the number is.
Yeah.
So my answer is I don't know. But for us, our investment arm is CareQuest, and they're a $3 billion endowment.
Yep.
So that's why things go to Johnny, because he helps deploy the money to the startups.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a couple that are in the program right now. In fact, I was on one of their calls today about branding. So, yep.
There's 2 programs, because you're talking about Smile Health.
Smile Health. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a whole nother animal. That's
CareQuest's program.
So CareQuest, the structures are important
Yeah.
if you care about them. CareQuest Institute's a big nonprofit with a $3 billion endowment. Okay. But then it has CareQuest Innovation Partners, and then it happens to own Delta Dental of Massachusetts randomly. And so we're in the pot. But the endowment runs 2 sides. One is the Smile Health program, which is for early stage startups that need validation studies and strategic partners. And so they do pretty small checks. So it's not really meaningful for growth. It's meaningful for exposure and validation and distribution partnerships.
Yeah.
What Johnny's team does, which is Johnny himself and his boss, what they do is larger checks and in investments. So for example, they invested in Wesper, the sleep company, and a couple of others, I think, one of the cancer diagnostic ones recently. So that's the big checks.
Okay. So yeah, I'm more familiar with the Smile Health program, but yeah, that's great. All right. Any other questions for Eva? Boy, quiet group today. That's perfectly fine. We can end it early. I appreciate everybody. Thank you all for joining.